Welcome back. Still discussing youthful etiquette and leadership core values. This takes me to another question. Could there be factors that promote moral decadence among youths?
Yeah, there are many of them, but I will just narrow down to a few, as time will permit me. The very first one that promotes moral decadence among youth has to do with peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. The tendency of I want to be like Benga. I want to be like Maria. Maria, I've done this. Benga, I've done this, so I must also do it. I want to be. And in the process of trying to be, I want to be, you mix your self-identity. Youth begin to suffer from identity crisis. We are not all the same.
Not at all.
We are unique.
And can never be the same. Never.
And as long as we are human beings on this earth, we can never be the same. All of us in this studio are different.
Of course.
And there's no point being under pressure. Because you did this, I also want to do it. We all have our parts of life. We all have our ways. We all have our destiny defined and clear. We have different signage on our part of life. Rather than being under peer pressure and compromise your values and compromise your etiquette and now become someone that is vulnerable to your surrounding, choose to be yourself. Choose to be authentic. Hold on to who you are, and eventually you will soar. Authenticity is key. Authenticity is key. Choose to be original. Don't be a copycat. Copycats, you will not sustain it. For every brand in the market is built based on value and what it can deliver. A toothpaste will not choose to be, let's say, McLean will not choose to be close-up. They all have that very different ingredient.
Exactly.
You were wired differently. I advise the youth listening to me and the youth out there, do not succumb to youth pressure. And secondly, the tendency to want to get rich quickly. Materialism. Materialism. I want to make it. Joseph has a Range Rover. We all graduated from the same school. While this is now, a few years working, they had bought a Range Rover. But the word you fail to understand, how did Joseph get the Range Rover? And now you want to do it by all means. You get involved in things you're not supposed to do. Occultic practice. You get involved in activities that eventually ruin your life and ruin the destiny of your family. These are some of the values that are putting, sponsoring, and promoting what we are seeing around. The third thing is about we, the elders. We are also not helping our youth. We don't walk the talk. We say A and we do B.
Exactly.
We don't keep our promises. They see us, we assume that they don't know anything. But interestingly, the youth of today are more smarter than we parents.
Exactly.
We went to school where there were no laptops. We went to school when the internet was not in boom. But today, these kids have access to some of these details. They can stay in Nigeria and have access to information globally.
Exactly.
And here we are as leaders. We are not role model to them. We do things that are contrary. And because we do it, they also assume, my dad did it, why shouldn't I do it? This now also put them under pressure. I want to do it. And finally, let every family live up to the values of God. Let every family, Muslim, Christian, anything, live up to the values that are sustainable, values that are godly, values that will live as a legacy. If every family imbibes these values, the society will be a better place. We will not be promoting vices that will ruin the life of our youth. When we are self-content with what you have, a youth grows up in a family that is self-contented with what he has. Don't go borrowing. Don't go stealing just because you want to impress your neighbor. That child will grow up having the right perspective to life.
You have said it all. So we'll take a break now. Come back, continue. Vivid view. Say and do. Welcome back. We are still dealing with youthful etiquette and leadership core values. And this takes me to the last question from my end. How then do we guarantee etiquette and sustainable core values in the youth?
That's a very good question. And we need to revisit our foundation. There is a need for the rebranding. They say charity begins at home. So let me start from Nigeria. There is a need for the rebranding of Nigeria across all facets, right from our schools to the corporate world, to the family, to the church, to the mosque, whatever is your religion. We need to go back and get values that are embedded in our national anthem and begin to live them. Our national anthem has values that are sustainable. The only way we can do is to go back, we as leaders, to the basics. What were the values that Awolowo, the Zik, that founded this country were based on? We need to revisit those values. Our forefathers that founded this country, called this great country, Nigeria, what values were driving them? Today, we've abandoned them. We need to go back and visit those values and enshrine those values in our constitution. We must begin to live a life that shows that, look, we are honest, we are truthful, that we have love for one another. Not a society where we raise up and we say we have love, we have integrity, we have honesty, and we are killing ourselves. We hire guns to go and kill your neighbor, and we say we love, and we preach unity. The only way we can guarantee that is for a redefinition, visit our constitution that established this country, and reenact those values. Let things be done properly, in the better way. Let's do what we are saying. Let division be separated. If there's a way of removing division, I don't need to say, okay, fine, I am not an Ijaw person. I'm not a Yoruba person. I think what have joined us together, diversity. There is unity in diversity.
Exactly.
There is unity in diversity. The fact that we are diverse, that gives us strength, that gives us character, that gives us the potency.
It's an advantage.
It's an advantage that we can use. Today in the corporate world, organizations are remodeling their strategy. They are remodeling the organizational structure by bringing diverse people. Because we are wired differently. When we are put in a room, we bring in different ideas that create a solution. So Nigeria, if we get back to the basics and rediscover ourselves, we've lost it. We've lost it. I was listening to the first speaker who spoke earlier on that you interviewed, talking about the need for us to go back to the basics,
Yes.
take agriculture back to the schools and all of this. These were values that we had. These were the things that were driving this society. That is the only way. But if we continue on the same trajectory that we are going, a trajectory of materialism, a trajectory of killing, a trajectory of stealing, a trajectory of doing all manner of things to make sure you get rich,
Corruption and bribery.
then perhaps we may not have a youth, we may not be able to guarantee if those who are handing over power to will not do worse than we do.
Because they are watching.
Oh, definitely.
They are watching us.
They're watching us.
Well, thank you so much. We'll take a break now and come back with questions and answer session. Vivid View.
My name is Abisoye. My question goes thus. Why is it that etiquette and core values are mostly associated with youths?
My name is Oluwafemi. What are the roles of religious leaders in inculcating etiquette and core values into their members?
Welcome back. The audience have already asked their questions, so I direct it to our guest for his response.
Thank you. Yeah, the first question was about why is it that when we discuss about etiquette and core values, always directed at youth. I will take this question from this perspective. Etiquette cut across board, both young, old, growing, even the toddler coming up. The toddler who is growing up is taught how to, okay, don't wee on your pampers and all. These are all part of etiquette and all of that. You're teaching the child. The child grows up. And it graduates to where we now become adult. However, to give a summary of it, when a dad makes a mistake, like some of the mistakes we made, I don't want my child to repeat the same thing. What do? I've been to teach my child the core values. I made the mistake, please do not repeat it. Because you are the next generation. You are the one to take over power. Don't take the country or the family towards the same trajectory. You will need to realign.
That's it.
Oftentimes, That's what happened. That when they talk, it's not, oh, look, oh, it's about the youth. No. What they are pointing at you is, look, do not make the mistake we've made before. We've missed it. I've missed the opportunity. I don't want you to miss the opportunity. I went to the university. I came out with a third class. Son, I don't want you to come with the third class. And that is why I am where I am. For you, I want you to come out with the 2-1. I want you to come with the first class. So do this.
So read your books properly.
Read your book.
That's it.
So when a dad comes at you, the dad is saying, do not repeat the same mistake. Focus on the right thing. And that's oftentimes the elders want to, when they talk about values and cover, because they know you have a greater future. You have more days ahead of you. You have more years ahead of you. Mm-hmm. You have an opportunity to reshape this country called Nigeria. You have an opportunity to reshape your family. You have an opportunity to reshape the organization you are in.
Yes.
And that's what it is. It's not okay, maybe it's aimed at trying to stigmatize you or say something contrary to you. No.
Thank you.
Thank you. The second question you spoke about religion, what is the role of religious body in ensuring that core values are inculcating core value in the members and in the society? You know, when the church become worldly, I'm not saying all. There are still some good churches that still teach core values. In order not to propagate any particular church, I choose not to mention the name.
Yeah, of course.
But there are still some churches that still teach values in their members and everything. And if I borrow the say from the Bible, which is a religious question, they said, you are the salt of the world. You are the light of the world. But when the salt loses its potency, what happened? It is scattered away. When the light that is supposed to shine so that darkness will not have power over it now loses its brightness, what happened? There is something wrong. So I think the church today in Nigeria need to re-examine themselves, need to re-examine their values and reposition themselves and teach the right values to the society. And live what we say. Preach what we do. And live a standard. Many churches are trying their best. Many religious bodies are trying their best. The Muslims are trying their best. A pure Muslim will not tell you that. A pure Muslim, a practicing Muslim will not tell you that you should go and kill someone. I've not finished reading it, but at least I've stayed in the north. They will tell you, sorry, they will not tell you to go and kill someone. It's only the extremists, the fanatics that you get in every religious group. A pure practicing Christian who understands his Bible will not tell you that you should go and rob. Exactly. Because he understands it. But there are other bad ones in the mix.
Of course.
Jesus Christ has among the 12. There was one who was a criminal, who was stealing. But that does not mean that the religious body are not doing their best. It's a collective responsibility. If you do what is right, I do what is right, and I do what is right, and everybody does what is right, together when we aggregate it, we have a better society.
Yes. Your final words too.
My final word to the youth and to everybody listening, that what sustains anybody is having the right core values. They say when you're sick, you can be cured. You can be taken to the hospital, they will cure you. They will give you drugs and you'll be fine. When you're hungry, someone can buy food for you or give you money to go and feed. You go back normal. But once you lose your values, your character, you lost everything. The race to the top may be faster, but what sustains you there is values. It's your core values. Your core values. The difference between two societies is not by the amount of resources they have, but what governs the management of those resources. What values drive the management of those resources?
That is it.
What influences that decision is what differentiates the US and Nigeria. It's what differentiates UK and Nigeria. It's not the resources, but the values that they live daily by. The values that govern their decisions. And to you out there, and to every you there, what will separate you is what you hold on every day as your values. You choose the wrong values, you choose the path of destruction. You choose the right values, the society will celebrate you. I will celebrate you. Your family will celebrate you. And you will leave a legacy for life.
What more can I say than to add little to what our guest has already mentioned? We have enumerated so many things about etiquette and values that we need to, imbibe. And let it be a culture. Let it be something that we continue to do, even from this moment on. We have talked about parents, we talked about teachers, talked about the youths, the religious bodies, everybody, traditional rulers, everybody should be involved in these values. Because if we value ourselves, we will not hurt the other person. Because we don't have value for life anymore. That's why we're having so many things that are happening around us. We should try to be the doers of the word we speak, not just hearers alone. And for you young ones that have the energy to do anything just because you want money to put in your pocket, and then somebody will hire you to go and kill his own enemy who never offended you, you accept some job and go and destroy life. And the blood of that person will be required from you. Why not ask the person, why should I go and kill somebody who never offended me? Why don't you take your own, you send your son? We do so many things as a youth without minding the consequences. There are consequences over time for any step that we take. So please, try and imbibe this etiquette and core values so that your life will be better than ours. That's the essence. Every good parent wants his or her children to be better than him or her.
Yeah.
That's why we're talking about youths.
Yeah.
We want your life to be better than ours.
Yeah.
We have seen the mistakes we have made. That's why we're telling you, do not throw the same way. Right the wrongs that we have done. So I just believe that you have had enough today. And go out also, like I would say, our slogan is say and do it. So go out and tell youths around you who are also trying to do things that are not supposed to. Correct them too. Don't just allow it to end here. Thank you once again, Ms. Austin, for coming, and production crew and executive producer. I want to thank all of you. Our viewers and audience here present for your patience. Once again, thank you for coming. And of course, I will not leave without mentioning our sponsors, who are also contributed immensely to ensure that this program is on air. TDS Services Limited, CVS High Tech, Micro Investment Support Services Limited, Orange Insurance Brokers Limited, Orange Printing Publishing Limited Company, Gozi Micro Insurance, LAP, Life Action Plus. I want to thank you for always there for us. And of course, I always use the opportunity to say, please, we want more companies to also assist us so that this program can be on air. I'm a gospel artist. I want to sign off with one of my songs titled Nso, Nso, Nso. That is holy, holy, holy. Join us next week, same time, same station. Do keep safe. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
For coming, this from us and also from our sponsor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. There are a lot of things inside.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.